Good day, sport fans. It's another edition of your favorite sport program on VOS TV, Sports Arena, with yours sincerely, Uyi Lambert from Benin City, Nigeria. With me on the show today is my usual friend and brother to dish out the matters, brother Justice Ali. You're welcome to the program.
Good afternoon.
All right. Yeah, I'm fine. And it's been a while since we talked about the sporting events that are taking place around the world, mostly the Tokyo 2020 Olympics that is still ongoing. And we had a lot of news from that angle that we'll be dishing out today and talking about on the show. Among other things would be how Nigerian athletes, or how the Nigerian contingent to the Tokyo Olympics prepared for that tournament that just started last week. And we've heard a lot of disturbing news lately from the camp, which is not quite good, which will not all go well for the history of sports in Nigeria. And also we'll be looking at the USA, the number one country now with the highest medals on the table in Tokyo. What is happening in the US camp, and what is also happening to the Africans that went to represent the continent and Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So let's start from home, Ali Justice. Yesterday, VOS TV Sport crew were live at the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium to cover the live match between Bendel Insurance of Benin and Apex Crane FC. And then that encounter ended in a long goal, scored by Maurice Prince in the 82nd minute of that match. So, Justice, although the sport crew were there live to cover the event, and now we gather that the Group B2 of the NLL table, the Insurance, the Benin, Arsenal are now up by 37 points, and they are topping that table. So, what do you think now holds? What does the future hold for the Bendel Insurance Football Club? You know, last season, all efforts or all hands were on deck to bring them to the professional league in the Nigerian football scene, but they failed to qualify to even enter that main playoff tournament to enter the Premiership per se. So what do you think now? Do you think that things are going well with the Bendel Insurance Football Club of Benin?
Well, it's good we just won their fourth straight match, and I mean that will build the tempo for them to get positive results in other matches. They win another team from Akwa Ibom this Saturday. They're able to win that. They'll be playing at home. They'll be having 4 consecutive victories. I mean, it's a statement of intent when you are out turning out positive results like this. The insurance over the years have been doing their best to see if they can make it to the NPFL.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, despite the government's weight being thrown behind Bendel Insurance, people making them the envy of other sport teams in the state. Yeah, that has not materialized. But then let's just keep our fingers crossed and see what happens this time around. But then we should also remember that when you're advantage like this, complacency might just be the next thing to set.
It happened the last time.
They must be very careful.
It happened the last time.
Not to be carried away by their position right now, stopping the B2 table.
Yeah.
They should do their best to see if they can maintain the momentum, and at the end of the day, we'll see how they're able to get into the playoffs so as to gain qualification to the Nigeria Premier Football League. The Benin Arsenal, as they are popularly known,
hope they are not like the Arsenal of the Premiership in EPL, because Arsenal have not been doing quite well. I know you're a fan of that club, so I'm fighting against you now. It's really upset. Hope you are not angry.
I'm a fan of football.
Okay.
I'm a fan of any club.
All right.
So everything I say is from a very clear perspective.
All right.
Unbiased and
Unbiased,
as well as just.
Yeah.
So, like I was saying before, if they are able to keep their heads cool, they will be able to, gain the ultimate goal of being promoted to the Nigerian Professional Football League, and that will bring the sporting activity or football activity back to media so much so that you attract so many fans to come back and view their Darlington.
Exactly.
It's a very nice run thus far, but then I'm always warning teams against complacency so that at the end of the day they don't look back and they start regretting.
Exactly. So a lot of money and effort have been put in by Deputy Governor of Edo State, Comrade Philip Shaibu so far. He's even a special player for the insurance, and that would have actually motivated them and spurred them on to greater activity in playing in carrying the whole of Benin City on their shoulders when it comes to football. Now, let's move away from that. So let's move on now to an issue also from the home scene, though this time around from the Nigerian player in diaspora. We saw a video recently circulating online, and that was actually an interview with the Super Eagles player Leon Balogun. He's a German-born player, and him and William Trusekun, they formed what is called the Oyibo War. They are the defense of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And now this, I saw this disturbing video, and he was lamenting that his bonuses by the NFF have not been paid up to date. Not just him, but some players in Nigeria too. That they are not respected, they are not dignified as carrying the very colors of this country when it comes to football. So that is not a good thing at all. So what do you think that the NFF should do when it comes to, or boils down to, paying the bonuses of players that represent the country in sports, especially not just football now? What do you think the message it will send out now? So persons who naturalize to become Nigerian players, because Eduardo Magalu would have even offered to play for Germany because he was born in Germany, he speaks German, he looks German, is the liquid kind of football he plays is German in form, but he just volunteered to play for his fatherland, Nigeria. So do you think that will send a positive message to people who are coming back to Nigeria
I would like to respond to the last claim you made. The German machines are popular. Sure. Of course, you shouldn't also rule out the fact that the Germans have so much talent that at the end he might not even have made into the team. But then that does not give credit to him for opting to play for Nigeria. And the issue of bonuses and allowances not paid at 22 is a recurring decimal in the nation's sports circle. We are not actually new to all of this. We've seen it happen over and over again, and it's quite shameful, it's pitiable that even at this point we're still talking about bonuses and allowances not being paid as at 22. Sometimes even when athletes go out there and make nations proud by claiming the ultimate goal, they come back home and they hear of promises that are not implemented until 20 years, 30 years later. Even when some of these athletes are no more, it now falls back to the family to inherit these promises. It's quite unfortunate, because like I would say, corruption has eaten deep into the fabric of the nation, and in every sphere of the endeavor we keep seeing these things happen now and then. Leon Balogun should know that his predecessors have complained about things like this before, so it shouldn't take him by surprise that it's still happening. But then the NFF for once should try as well as they could to put their house in order and see the house in order and put their house together to see how they can cope or forestall future occurrence of similar issues of bonuses allowances not paid. First of all, you just have to start from the grassroots. How are people vying for posts in the glass house in Abuja? How do they get into power? If they are able to do one or two kickbacks to put themselves into positions, they may have to return those kickbacks to where it's coming from. When allocations and allowances for tournaments and other events are dished out, they try to see how they can cut it down so that they were able to have something to replace what's pushed them, what they used to finance themselves into power. All of this, Lambert, I think over time I've spoken about this. It's actually one topic I really don't love talking about, because the more you see it, it seems the more it's bound to happen.
Exactly. So we'll go on a short break now to listen to Leon Balogun as he voices out his grievances in that video against the NFF. We'll be back in a moment.
We are not being provided with
the best minerals to do your job.
Exactly. It starts with pitches, or it starts with accommodation, but it goes on to pitches and all these kind of things. And as I said, I'm always quite outspoken. I know probably if some people hear that from there, they might come after me, but I don't care, because that's just how it is. If you say you want to see the next Messi coming out of Nigeria, or the next Cristiano Ronaldo, or whatsoever, if you want to see us soar, then you need to make sure that back home in Nigeria, we have the best possibilities. Like why don't we have a base in Nigeria where we meet up, like
St. George's Park?
Exactly, in England. We don't have something like, we don't really have something like that. And you spoke of the unpaid bonuses, like,
I've heard a lot about that. Yeah,
it's like, and I mean, it's no secret even, you know. And then I've read something recently where then people in charge, they contradict themselves. They said things have been paid, then they admit, okay, that they haven't been paid. And it's just like, you know what, you everybody's so concerned about the look of Nigeria, and we have to represent Nigeria well, and we cannot embarrass Nigeria, but make sure you're not embarrassing Nigeria with your own actions, you know. Because
so did the players like talk about this kind of stuff, like what's going on?
I think it's also a matter of, it's a cultural thing also to show respect and these kind of things. Also, that's something where I clash probably, because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, even if it's with the coach or the manager. If I feel like something is wrong, I might at one point just talk about it, and then it's always like, okay, this boy is a troublemaker. I'm not a troublemaker, because at the end of the day, I stand in for my teammates. I do that with pleasure, and if I have to take the fall, well, I probably did in the past.
That's a leadership.
But
integrity,
and it's always also motivated by personal issues, then probably, like, not issues, but by things that I just feel like, you know, I don't feel like I have to deal with this. I should not have to deal with this that way right now, and I don't think any of us should, you know. So there's loads of work to do.
You welcome back. You saw what Leon Balogun said there, and his grievances against the NFF. It's not an allegation. He's inside the whole thing, inside the whole thing there, because he plays for Nigeria. He's supposed to have received his bonuses as well as other players, but now nothing has come up yet. We hope that with time the NFF will look into the issue and solve that problem.
And justice know as well that as things like this are happening, the whole world is watching. So many players in diaspora who have Nigerian origin, who are eligible to play for the country, will not want to come.
That's what I was saying.
Because when you're watching from afar, you see how things are panning out right here. You wouldn't want to come and get yourself into the mud of what we are seeing right now. The likes of Bukayo Saka, who plays for Arsenal, who could have been playing for Nigeria. We have a Chelsea right there at Crystal Palace. A player who is also eligible to play for Nigeria. MON are trying to see if we could come play for the Super Eagles. We have a certain Ulisse, was inside like Crystal Palace as well. We have a certain Tammy Abraham
for Chelsea,
Tomori of Chelsea. So many of them out there who are, in fact, the lower tier of the league in England is full of so many Nigerians. I'm talking about the Ademola Lookman, what's his name? Tosin, the certain Tosin in Fulham. There are 4 Nigerians in Fulham, but I know is already playing for Spikes. So when you keep showing them that coming to play here is not the best, I don't think, even if other nations fail to go to the national team, I think it would be best for them to just stay put, because when nobody will want to do so much and not be appreciated for that. So the NFF should know that they must be by example. They have to set the pace, for example, for these players to want to come home and play. They must try to do play their own part well, so that these players at the end will not regret making that decision to come and play for the country.
Yeah, talking about regretting certain things in life. The Olympic Games is still ongoing, and we heard some bad news from from Nigerian camp there, the contingent, that 10 athletes from the Nigerian camp have been disqualified or banned from taking place in the Tokyo Olympics. And we are among the nations that carried or took to the competition about 52 contingents to represent the country, but now 10 of them, and those 10 we actually were supposed to feature for some track and field event like the 4x100 meter and the 4x400 meter mixed relay, but now they have been disqualified because association here refused to submit test results with respect to doping 3 months before the Olympic kick started, and they're supposed to have done this a long time ago before the tournament started. It's not only the Nigerian athletes, about 20 athletes, which 10 among them are Nigerians. We also have 3 from Belarus, we have 1 from Ethiopia, 2 from Kenya, 1 from Morocco, and 3 from Ukraine. These 7 countries, according to the Athlete Integrity Unit, are called Category A countries. They are categorized as being the highest doping risk to sports under the World Athletics Anti-Doping rules. So they are taking measures now against these countries. There are 7 in number, and Nigeria make the bulk of these banned countries now by the Athlete Integrity Unit. So what do you think about that?
A familiar story from what we just discussed.
Yes.
we are not doing so many things right. Back home, the timing of preparation, the fire brigade approach, and all of that, they are all coming to bear. When you fail to plan, you are planning to fail.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you're not meeting up with the stipulated time for certain things to be done, then it means you're not ready to compete. And that's exactly why this action have been taken against the country. I would like to cast our minds back to the days of 1996, where Nigeria won.
That was a golden year. That was a golden year.
Joe Ajuma winning gold in the women long jump. Then we fast forward to 2000, where they won 3 medals, 1 gold and 2 silver. You can see Nigeria picking at least a gold, silver,
or a bronze.
In this Olympic Games. Also, we saw them winning a total of 2 medals, which we just 2 bronze in 2004 Olympics. But fast forward to 2012, no gold, no silver, no bronze, and at the end they went home with a total of 0 medals. I think we are going to have a similar story this time around, because in 2016 they were able to win just 1 bronze. Then you just want to sit back and ask yourself, these athletes, you question their preparations. Yeah. You question the version of the Nigerian Sports Ministry first. And also question the version of these athletes as well. I think when the head is rotten, they say every other thing down there will go bad.
It trickles down. As well. It trickles down.
If the sports ministry starts to act like a functioning sports ministry, then we'll be having a better preparation for this tournament. This is just like, I call it a waste of money, actually, because you spend so much, budget so much for events like this, sponsor athletes as well as their coaches and other logistics to tournaments like this. At the end, you get nothing for it. I mean, if you're not ready next one, you just have to call it off.
So pathetic for the Nigerian sports ministry. We are not trying to condemn our country, but we have to say the right things, and things have to be done right when it comes to sports. And sport is one of the ginger, it's one of the opium of
so much talent,
and
beyond just football, there are so many other talented individuals out there in various sports. And so sometimes we've asked questions when it comes to swimming. We have the judges who are very good when it comes to water, when it comes to swimming. What happens at the Olympics? What happens at the African Games and things like that? Where are these talented swimmers? The answer is still on to
Exactly. So, and we were discussing behind the scenes some time ago. Our head of news here, she told me that most of the athletes that Nigeria normally takes to this type of tournament like Tokyo Olympics, that most of them are even overaged. That imagine somebody of 45 years old trying to contest in gymnastics with a younger person of 18 years. How would the person win even bronze? The person will qualify for iron medal or something.
About the gymnastics of the thing, gymnastics is one very special sport.
Yeah.
That, actually, it's not everyone that could even attempt the stunts. It's special. And if you look at the way in the West or in the Western world, how athletes are prepared, not just start from you being a 12-year-old. From childhood, you see children who are exposed to facilities that we even adults don't have such facilities. There are so many events in the Olympics that sometimes you wonder, is this on Tuesday sports? Because we don't even have, it's like society here of how the sports function here. Different kind of sports in the Olympics.
Yes.
No one cares into all of this, no facilities, no variations, and like I said before, if we're not ready for the Olympics, or if we're not ready for such big magnitude events, why budget large sums, huge sums, for need to squander it, and at the end everybody comes home. We just have to start calling it spade what it is.
Exactly, we agree with that. So, just a question of what they used to say in a popular English adage. Just measure twice, cut once. You have to plan ahead of time for all things to take place well, especially when it comes to sports. Now let's move away from that issue. Let's go international now. There's a news from the Olympics also. Simone Biles of the USA. She's a gymnast and she holds the record, the Olympic record, the defending champion in the all-round gymnastic category. She withdrew from the Tokyo Olympics due to the fact that she wants to focus on her mental well-being. This is a young lady who is doing so well for the team USA at the Olympics. 4 years ago in Rio Olympics, she took gold medal. As an individual, she took 2 gold medals, and as she also took 3 gold medals in the gymnastics aspects at the Rio Olympics for the USA. Now she's telling the world that she is already withdrew from the tournament because of mental well-being, and she was well prepared to actually take gold, at least to.
Lambert, you are not a coach. You don't know whether
we don't know
that she is very well prepared for the tournament or not. Our mental health is
very important.
Success in sports, so we don't rule that out. And if Christian Eriksen had foreseen that he was going to have a heart attack during the opening match in the Euro 2020 where Denmark played against Finland, he would have said no. I think I'm opting out. So if she feels that all is not well with her to go ahead, then who am I to question her? So maybe we should not question her for this step she took. She knows best why she's taking that step, and it's better to be alive and compete. They say if you fight and run away, you will live to fight another day. So
exactly.
She's probably trying to run away from a fight she might not win now, so that she can fight and win another day. So I think she must have a psychologist. Who must have
evaluated her, and
that it's not best for you to continue, and now she's pulling out. On the second thought too, one would have maybe thought about the resurgence or the occurrence of COVID-19 among some athletes as well as officials in the Sydney Olympics, and so many questions were surrounding. So many doubts were surrounding this event going ahead.
Exactly.
One of the reasons why major events were moved from last year to this year is somebody that other variants of COVID-19 are going to emerge, and probably she doesn't want to be caught up in that mode, and that's why she opted to leave. So for whatever reasons, we just have to respect her decision. But it's unfortunate because, of course, qualities and professionals like this add flavor to the tournament. Well, unfortunate that she has left, that would leave the stage for someone else to emerge champion.
Exactly.
When she comes back next year, if possible, she'll be fighting to defeat the reigning champion.
Exactly. The person to now replace her in that category is another American, Jade Carey. She's going to take her place now. And we also have a person from Russia, a gymnast from Russia, who will likely emerge gold medal winners in that category in gymnastics. We hope that she recovers quickly, and we respect her decision that she has made. This is not the first time that an athlete is coming out to say, I want to opt out of a major tournament because of my mental well-being. I recall Kyrie Irving of the New York of the Brooklyn Nets in NBA basketball also did the same thing during the time in the NBA finals, and so because of the Black Lives Matters movements, and he also lost a person very close to him to police shooting, and everything that was happening in the USA then was affecting him mentally. So we respect our decision. It's the wise thing to do at this time. We can live to fight another day, Simon. Let's now move on to the results of the Olympics men's soccer tournament at the Tokyo Olympics. Look at the performance of Africa so far in the tournament. The last match played yesterday, Germany drew 1-1 with Cote d'Ivoire, and this now qualifies Ivory Coast of the Ivorians to go to the quarterfinals or the next stage of the soccer tournament at the Tokyo Olympics. And Egypt beat Australia 2-0, 2 goals to nothing, and in the second match yesterday. And we also gathered this that South Africa lost 3-0 to Mexico, so which means that South Africa are likely out of the tournament.
They're not likely.
They're already out. Exactly.
3 of the matches. I'm not surprised that because to be able to stay through. West Africans, the West African nations have been able to represent Africa well in the Olympics. Don't forget the Golden Eagles, Mokokano and Co. won it in
96.
And
4 years after that, the Cameroonians won.
The Cameroonians went to field, led the Cameroonians, and they won. Against the Brazilians. And so, like I said before, when we were trying to x-ray these teams, presenting Africa in this tournament, I said it's going to be a big mix. That there will be no Cameroon, there will be no Nigeria, there will be no Ghana. And I knew it was going to be a very bad outing. And right now, as you can see, it's not anywhere at all for the African contingent, so the African nations in football. If you don't forget football, it's the, how would I say, it's the main sports in the Olympics because of how popular and how
football and the athletics events that come up.
Let's see. I shouldn't be judging other nations when Nigeria we are never able to make it to the tournament.
Exactly. So, and the next match of Ivory Coast in the quarterfinals come up on Saturday, that is July 31st against Spain. And we hope that the Ivorians will do very well in that encounter. Then Brazil will play against Egypt 10 a.m. GMT, and that will be about 11 a.m. Nigerian time. And South Korea also square their boots against the Mexicans 11 a.m. GMT in Yokohama. But the match of focus here we are going to be hoping to get vibes from are the ones that involves African countries, Brazil and Egypt, and the Spanish national team against the Ivorians 8 a.m. So
football whiskey Pedri of Spain. After playing in the Euro 2020, the young man is still participating for Spain in the Olympics. It's one man you just have to keep your eyes on.
Wow.
To run the show for Spain. Of course, we know the Spanish national sides, they are very, very talented. They have so many talents. And when selecting players for tournaments, it's not difficult for them to make selections because they have so many of them.
Functional league in
not even that league is functional is a prime factor. They are actively playing. In fact, they have been exposed to the level of football that certain players who are representing Nigeria Super Eagles have not been exposed to. You get
that's a very
they are
big
playing for top sides in their league, so they're starting to fear. they have it all when it comes to experience.
Exactly.
So I think like before we started the Olympics, I did tip them as one of the favorites.
Yeah. All right. So away from that, our viewers out there, that is all we can take on the program Sport Arena, and we hope that you enjoyed the package so far. So Justice, we can do this another day, maybe I think next week.
It's really a pleasure.
All right. Thanks a lot for being here. So please, we are going to bring you now the detailed highlights of the match between Bendel Insurance and Apex Green FC. That match ended 0-0 in favor of the Benin Arsenal Bendel Insurance. Happy viewing and see you next time on the program Sport Arena. Bye for now.
And the traditional yellow upon yellow with green stripes is the league leaders, Group B league leaders. Substitution for Bendel Insurance.
Very weak now. Never blow it by now, we see by this time. Your constant, your constant, you won't be by now.